I was on Glee. I stole the couch. Elvis Duran lets me talk about my music, and then come to Elsie Fest.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
There he is. Darren's just popping in live from somewhere. He's there he is.
Yay. Good morning.
Hi, Darren.
Just like old times. Where'd we leave off?
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Can you turn your microphone down a little? We can't control it. Oh my Lord.
That was me just being excited too.
Is that you? Extra volume equals extra excitement. Well, I'll tell you what we're missing not being in the studio today. You know, there's that hotel across the street from our studio. There's a terrace out there.
Of course.
And there's been a crazy European couple going at each other all morning. And we've been watching every detail. And they're watching us watch them. It's crazy.
Yep.
Wait, how does that happen when we're not at the studio?
I know.
Like, how many times have I been in there? And like they just decided that now that Darren's finally coming back, it's been almost 2 years. We're just gonna make out and go at it just to celebrate his absence in real life.
I think that's what it was about.
Yeah, they're doing more than making out. I mean, there's legs in the air like they just don't care. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I'm glad to serve as I'm glad my absence serves as an aphrodisiac for people. That's nice.
Speaking of, I'm looking at you, and where are you coming to us from?
I'm in my little office of. This has been my little home for the past, for everybody else, my little setup. This is where all the magic happens, I guess, for lack of a better.
Well, I assume so, because when people watch this, they're going to see that Pornhub couch in the background.
Yeah, this is the casting couch for my music.
Oh, right.
I like it.
The guitar sits on here and says, "Hey, what do you feel like doing?" And I go, "I don't know. What are we?
Oh, let's do it.
What are we doing today? Let's figure it out."
We have a couple of things we need to cover. I want to talk about your music in a second. We're going to play Let's in a few seconds. Elsie Fest is coming up. No, hold on a second. Who all is going to be at Elsie Fest this year? Tell me about Elsie Fest, because this is like one of the best moments in New York entertainment every year, and I'm glad it's back.
Thank you. I know it's tricky. I'm not going to lie. It's not exactly an easy time to throw a music festival, and we've definitely gone back and forth whether or not we're going to do it. And it was. Wasn't however many months ago when we were like, it's great, let's do it. So we're back, and we hope that people could make it. But you have been very privy to its existence since day one. So thank you for letting me talk about it. I don't know. First of all, how would you describe this festival, Elvis? You're going to do a lot better than me because you're used to being up way earlier than me.
Well,
so your brain is working better than mine. Then I'll tell you who's going to be a part of it after you do me a solid and tell people what the heck it is.
Okay, I'll give it a swing. So remember back in the day we had live theater. Remember those days?
Can you explain what that is?
There's a stage and seats, and people come out dressed in wonderful costumes, and they sing about loving in springtime. And anyway, some of the best performing artists on the stage.
Loving in springtime.
Yes, everything's in springtime on Broadway. Some of the best artists known to man are up on that stage performing every single night. But they're doing what's scripted for them. They're doing the music that they love that fits into the show, the storyline. But they're also great musicians on their own. And what Elsie Fest was always the best at doing, and will continue to be, is giving these incredible performers a platform to kind of do their thing, because they're so incredible at what they do. Is that a good way to describe it?
That was a great way to describe it. Yeah, there's I think a lot of people get caught up in the idea of just like the Broadway shows, and like you mentioned, there's so many people in pop culture that have backgrounds in Broadway, from music artists you may know, from actors on television, to people in films, and people all throughout the space of what we may consume from pop culture. And I like to feature them and just kind of show their backgrounds. So this year we have, if you guys are doing Jordan Fisher.
Absolutely.
He's got his own music career going on, but he was also on Broadway, not only in Dear Evan Hansen, but also in Hamilton, and he's done a lot of the live TV musicals. He even asked me the other day, he was like, what should I sing? And I was like, look at your resume, man. Just like pick any card at all. He's done so many amazing, cool musical theater things that have been around in popular culture. If you guys are familiar with a popular new application on your smartphone called TikTok, you may or may not be privy to Barlow and Bear, two young composers who wrote the music for the Bridgerton musical, which has done pretty darn well. And they are also seasoned vet performers in their own right. So they're gonna do some stuff. Did any of you guys catch Tina? The Tina Turner
absolutely.
musical? Yes. So Adrienne Warren, who is like the knockout, lead actress of that old chestnut. I've been trying to get her to do the show forever, so she's joining us. We have some other. I don't know if do we have any Pentatonics fans here?
Yeah, absolutely. We love them. They've been on our show a dozen times.
Yeah. So Kristen Maldonado of Pentatonics is we'll be singing because it's not just the group of them. They all individually are amazing singers, and she's got some Broadway bones as well. Alex Brightman, who was in School of Rock, but most recently Beetlejuice, is going to be joining us. Right. And that's just the beginning. We usually announce a lot of pretty cool guests right before the show comes out, so we have some more secrets up our sleeve.
Well, that's an Elsie Fest secret. They always say, and we have surprise guests, which means they don't have them yet, but they'll have them last minute, and they're always great. That's true. It's what we do at iHeartRadio Music Festival, and surprise guest, meaning we haven't signed them yet, but we know they're coming.
Yeah, they're on their way.
Elsie Fest. Yeah. You got to go. It's happening on the 29th, August 29th, in Brooklyn at Prospect Park, Bandshell. It's going to be amazing. So just do a search on Elsie Fest. As I'm watching you and listening to you right now, Darren, I'm thinking about when we first were introduced to you in Glee. That's when we first got to know.
Do you know this couch? This couch that you referred to earlier is quite literally from Glee. Oh, I took this couch from the set of Glee.
Times were tough. They paid him in furniture.
Yeah,
here, take a
guys. I'll take whatever. I don't care. No, this was like the couch we used to hang out on, and at the end of these, when they have all these props and things at the end of these shows that have been there for years, they knew I loved this couch, and one of the set guys was like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Of course," but what are you gonna do? Bring it to my house? And God bless them, they brought it over in a truck at the end of the show, and I cannot tell you how many hours I've spent on this couch. So the fact that it's with me is this pretty special.
A Glee couch. I love that. But look at everything you've done since then. I mean, Broadway and TV, and you won an Emmy. Good God, that was an incredible moment watching you pick up those awards.
It was all in the before times. It's a reset button now. Nobody cares about that stuff, guys. It's it's all square one now.
I must disagree with you. We all do care about those things. But let's talk about
fishing.
Let's talk about now. Then let's talk about music. I know you have a new EP called Masquerade. It's coming out tomorrow, and I know you get all lathered up when you've got new music to share. So talk about it. Tell us about the journey you went on to create this new music.
Well, I mean, as you guys know, and because you've been always so supportive, and I appreciate you guys giving me the platform to do this. I mean, the sort of motto of the past pandemic times for me has been high output, low visibility. It's when people are like, "What have you been up to?" And you're like, oh, "God, where do you even begin?"
A lot.
So much, a lot. All of us are. It's all these little side quests add up. But when people ask you what you're up to, it's you don't have these big macro things to show for per se. So this would be a big macro one for me, where I'm always working on music, and the curse of being a singer, songwriter, or a producer is that, or just being a creative mind in general, is that your brain and your ideas move way faster than your body can execute. So what you end up with is this huge unattended queue of stuff that you haven't gotten to get to. We all know what this feels like, and the pandemic, the silver lining for many of us is okay, what have I been meaning to do? Painting that part of the kitchen, or really cleaning out my closet, things that we all just want to get to. And for me, it was just a ton of songs. And so I put out this EP because it's only 5 songs, but I just needed to, I've been fortunate with the acting thing, Elvis, as you mentioned earlier, and that has taken the front seat for most of my time and attention. So I finally, it took a global shutdown for me to finally make some more music, because it just, it isn't I just show up and I just sing random songs. I'm writing, I'm producing, I'm playing the instruments, I'm tinkering away. It takes a lot of time, and I finally had it. So this is kind of a celebration of a lot of the different like masks I like to wear as a musician, because actors get to do this, right? Like you can be in a romantic comedy, or you get to be in like a horror movie. Like you can say like Siri, play Jack Nicholson, and it's like different genres. You're like, okay, but are we in the mood for The Shining or like As Good as It Gets? Like both distinctly Jack Nicholson, very different vibes. And I never understood why musicians couldn't necessarily do this, where it's like you can kind of do a new wave song with like an effect. Like on this EP, I have like an affected voice. Literally, I sing with a different accent on one song where I process my vocals differently, and then on another song, I sing like a jazz standard kind of song with like a hip hop beat. So I'm kind of moving all over the place because I'm like a genre file, and that's why it's called Masquerade, because I'm literally employing different masks to celebrate different like genres in my life that inspire me. So how's that for an answer? I think that's...
I'm sorry, we didn't hear that. Can you repeat that?
Start over.
I was on Glee. I stole the couch. Elvis Duran lets me talk about my music, and then come to Elsie Fest.
It's just I know for a fact that, you know, if you're a musician and you're putting an EP or an LP, whatever, out, and this is the day before, you're thinking like, how is it going to be received? What are they going to like the most? I can't wait to hear what people say about it. You kind of want to be a fly on the wall, like going to see a new film that you're in, but you want to stay in the back of the theater and kind of just watch how people respond. So this is the eve. You're dropping the CP tomorrow. The people who've heard all 5 songs, what are they saying about it?
I truly have no idea.
You're not sharing it with anyone but us?
Yeah, Elvis.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
I like that.
And the 2 people that are making out and going at it on the balcony.
Right.
Are they still over there doing it?
No, he went
I hope
inside.
so.
His shorts were completely gone. We saw everything. And as he went inside, he waved to us.
Yeah, but you said you were going to
nice.
send the video, Gandhi, and you never did.
Oh, sorry.
So this is what's going on. I'm in here
I
trying
like
to do
that
it.
he knew you were watching.
Oh, yeah,
too.
they-
This is-
Yeah. The last hour they knew. The entire last hour.
They've been going at it for 2 hours. And there's another thing. In New York right now, Darren, it's 110% humidity. So they're out there stinking and sweating.
So
He's got
gross.
a big sweaty man bun on.
Yep.
And
that's commitment.
to many
I
things.
respect that.
Okay, back to you.
That.
I forgot. Darren Criss is here. We're talking about the people
That's
doing
right.
each other.
So anyway, I sent that couple an exclusive copy of Masquerade, my EP that comes out tomorrow, and they were so driven by the raw sexual energy of it that they just had to fornicate in front of you.
See what it does to one? Well, look, I want to play
I would be
Let's.
honored if that's true. I'm kind of kidding, but man, that would be an absolute honor. That really would be a sweet outcome of listening
You should
to
have
the
public
record.
sex on stage at Elsie Fest. It'll really bring the kids out.
Thanks, Elvis. I'll take that into consideration.
All right, I must ask you the question: Are you the same as Mila Kunis and other A-list celebrities? Are you showering daily?
What the fuck are you saying?
Oh, God.
Oh, I can't say that. You guys can't bleep me.
I think you did.
Re-ask your question.
You've been so busy, you haven't been watching the news. There's this new movement in Hollywood where actors are admitting that they only bathe like once a week.
Yeah,
you haven't heard this story?
They only wash the holes and soles every day.
Yes. Like,
Wow. Wow. I don't even know where to start with this one.
I'm glad you're here today. Otherwise, you would not have heard this song.
I know.
This
You're
story.
getting to the real things, you know.
I know.
I don't know. I haven't been thinking about it. I kind of just been consumed with like making, getting this record out and Elsie Fest. So I don't know. I'll tell you what. I recently have probably been showering almost every day simply because I am like such a fitness dude.
Right.
I'm working out a lot, and because it's been really hot. So yeah, but that's only because I think it's summer and working out is sweaty and gross.
This is why you come here, for the probing questions.
Yeah, I honestly haven't even thought about that. Like getting to think about that at this point in my career in the past like several months is like a luxury.
Well, you got to stop down and bathe from time to time, and we're glad that you're one of our friends that does that. All right, I want to play some music. Masquerade, by the way, the new Darren Criss EP, it's out tomorrow. I expect everyone to stream it, get it, however you do it, just get it. And I'm going to play a cut called Let's. What's Let's all about?
Let's is just like a fun party song. Honestly, I was having fun with this one groove, and it was just one of these things that just, because some of the songs on the record I've been sitting on for years, and one of them has been around for more than a decade. And this was one that, I was just having fun in the studio with my buddy CJ, and we just wanted a song that was just an invitation to just. My favorite line of the song is "Let's get weird and lock the door." It's just having fun, getting weird, having a groove that can literally score my two friends on the balcony across the street from your studio.
Well, it's good having you on today,
They're going to be
Darren.
showering today.
No, I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
They don't look like the showering type. Again, Masquerade is out tomorrow. Darren Criss, thank you for popping on with us. And
thank you for having me, guys. And let's hope for a great festival. I mean, listen, guys, I don't know if you know this, but Olivia Rodrigo was with us last time.
Oh,
right.
Before that, we had Nick Jonas. We have a lot of people who have been playing on the airwaves in your neck of the woods at Elsie Fest. So who
Nice.
knows? We'll pop through.
That's why you got to go. Check it out.
Gotta go.
We love you, Darren. Thanks for coming on with us today.
Love you guys. Nice to see you. This is really, I truly mean that. I don't mean that to be polite on the Zoom. I actually like all of your faces.
Well,
On
thanks
the
for being.
Zoom.
We'll take the politeness on the Zoom. This is Darren Criss, and let's crank it up.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.